Hello Capricorn, Sun, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Capricorn, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energies. With all that being said, Capricorn, let's get started. How does Capricorn currently view this relationship? All right, Capricorn. So we do have the Justice card, we do have the Eight of Wands, and then we also have the Moon out here. You could be dealing with a Libra, possibly a Sagittarius, maybe even a Cancer. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but it looks like there's something that you want to do, Capricorn. Let's just start off there. It looks like there's something that you want to do, but you're not sure if you should. It just kind of looks like there is a big decision that you have to essentially make. You just don't know if you should, you know what I mean? Like, make this decision. I just kind of see you questioning, like, okay, am I making the right decision by doing this, or am I not making the right decision by doing this? Should I really do this, or should I not really do this? Let's see what it is that you want to do first, so that way I have a rough understanding of what's going on. So let's get the Justice card. Tell me more about the Justice card. Okay, so we have the King of Swords, we do have the Sun, and then we also have the Ten of Wands. This decision seems like a very difficult decision, you know, for you to make, but it is kind of stemming from a place of you just simply wanting to basically be happy is what I'm gathering. So this could definitely imply leaving something behind in order for you to obtain this level of happiness that you truly want and desire, that you're clearly not getting where you're currently at. And this could have a lot to do with a job. This could have a lot to do with a marriage. This could have a lot to do with a relationship that you share with someone. It's like you're contemplating, like, should I really do this though, or should I not really do this? I think that a lot of you feel like in order for you to be happy, you have to like leave behind whatever this thing is that's not making you happy. But it's like you're just not entirely sure if you should do this or not. Like, is leaving this job behind going to land you a better job that's going to actually make you happier? Or are you going to just kind of find yourself in the same predicament again, where you find yourself working a job you're not 100% satisfied with and are happy with? Same applies to like a marriage or relationship. You know, if you do leave this person behind, or this marriage and a relationship that you share with this person behind, are you going to find yourself 10 times happier? Or are you just going to find yourself back at square one, dealing with the same old, same old? Okay, so it looks like you're thinking long and hard about this decision of yours, but how does this person currently view this relationship? Okay, so we do have the Eight of Cups to the Four of Swords, and then we also have the Three of Swords. It does appear to me that this person is extremely unhappy, but it has a lot to do with what's currently going on between the two of you, whatever that may be. So, you know, however it applies to you, right, in your particular situation. But I am definitely getting that this person is very unhappy because of the way things are, you know, between the two of you. So if you guys are currently experiencing some tension and conflict right now, they obviously don't like it. You know, if the two of you currently find yourself at odds with one another, they currently don't like it. Like, you're somebody that makes them feel happy, whole, and complete. So when things are like off between the two of you, it truly does affect this person greatly, to the point where they kind of walk around feeling a little incomplete, a little out of place, is basically what I'm gathering. But in regards to how you're currently feeling about this relationship, we do have the High Priestess, we do have the Seven of Cups. So when it comes down to this decision of yours, it kind of looks like you're still unsure on what you want to do, Capricorn. I am definitely getting that this person to the right of me is unaware that you're contemplating on leaving the marriage or leaving the relationship, is basically what I'm gathering. Yeah, it's basically what I'm gathering, that they're unaware that you're contemplating on, you know, leaving, you know, this marriage and a relationship that you share with this person. It's something that I do see you, you know, keeping to yourself for now until you figure out what you really want to do moving forward, whether that's to continue to proceed forward with this person and or without this person. Don't get me wrong, I feel like you would have wanted nothing more for this dynamic between the two of you to work out, but because things are going on within this dynamic that you don't want to continue to tolerate and or deal with, this is kind of what has you wanting out of the marriage and a relationship that you share with this person. How does this person currently feel? Okay, let's see what's going on. So we do have the Seven of Wands, we do have the Hermit, and then we also have the Emperor out here. I see this person finally getting up and doing something about their current situation with you. So it kind of looks like this whole entire time they've just been sitting around doing nothing, I guess, to fix things between the two of you or repair things here between the two of you. But I do see this person finally getting up and taking action in your direction. Let's look at the Seven of Wands. Tell me more about the Seven of Wands. Okay, so we have the Judgment card to the Hierophant, and then we also have the Six of Swords. There's an energy of them just kind of wanting the two of you to kind of move past whatever the heck happened here between the two of you. You know, they just want things, Capricorn, between you and them to essentially be good. And by them sitting, I think that this person's realizing by them sitting around doing absolutely nothing about their current situation is not going to make the issue in itself go away until this person actually gets up and takes action in your direction and do something about it, because they don't see you taking action in their direction whatsoever. So I do see this person taking action in your direction, but it is stemming from a place of them wanting the two of you to be on good terms. It is stemming from a place of, you know, them wanting to essentially, you know, salvage the relationship with you and things of that nature. So let's see what actions you plan on taking in this person's direction. I personally don't see you taking action in this person's direction. What I do see you doing is thinking long and hard about whether or not proceeding forward is something that you want to do with this person, given how this relationship is affecting you and making you feel. What actions will Capricorn take towards this person or moving forward? So we do have the Eight of Swords, we do have the Two of Swords, and then we also have the Tower out here. Okay. It appears to me that you do want, right, out of this dynamic here, you know, between the two of you, because you don't necessarily feel like things are ever going to change or improve and or get better, okay? You don't necessarily feel like this relationship is going to stop affecting you in the negative way that it's already affecting you. Now, with that being said, with the Eight of Swords to Two of Swords, that does create a Ten of Swords at play, which basically does speak of endings, right? So when it comes down to like you officially ending this entire situation here between the two of you, you know, is concerned, that seems to be the most challenging and difficult part for you to actually do as far as severing ties with this person is concerned. And it has a lot to do with the emotional attachment that you have with this person. It also has a lot to do with the fact that, you know, you wanted nothing more for this dynamic between the two of you to work, but everything that's going on here between the two of you is causing you to feel like it's just never going to work, and you should just accept that already, is kind of what I'm gathering off of you and your energy. But at the same exact time, it's like, it's that bit that it's that inner battle, right? Of you feeling like you should walk away, but what's really holding you back is this whole, but I want this to work, and I've invested a lot of time and energy towards this, so I want it to count for something, that's kind of preventing you from like officially pulling the plug on this dynamic here between the two of you. It's basically what I'm gathering, Capricorn. Now, if things don't actually improve and or get better, it does appear to me that if you continue to remain with this person, what's going to end up happening here is, if they don't change, right, the bad is going to start to outweigh the good, and the very thing that has you holding on to this dynamic between you and this person is not going to be a thing anymore. So for example, if what's keeping you here is the emotional attachment you have towards this person, well, the more they continue to hurt you and disappoint you, the more you're going to lose, you know, love for this person, the more you're going to find yourself detaching yourself from them, emotionally speaking. So the very thing that's holding you back now from officially pulling the plug is not going to like hold you back later, is basically what I'm gathering. That's if this person doesn't change. If this person puts in the work to change, then there's still obviously hope. But if you do decide to stick around and they don't change, then that's what's going to end up happening, right? You're going to eventually lose that emotional attachment that you have towards this person. And once you do, it's going to be very easy for you to pull the plug on this dynamic here. It may not be easy for you to do that right now due to this emotional attachment, but if you continue to experience more, you know, suffering and pain and disappointment, all that's really going to do is cause you to lose love for this person. Once you lose love for this person, nothing's going to essentially hold you back from doing what you have to do as far as ending this dynamic between the two of you, you know, is concerned. What actions will this person take towards Capricorn or moving forward? Okay. So we do have the Queen of Cups, we do have the Five of Wands, and then we also have the World in the reverse. This person doesn't necessarily feel like you want this dynamic between the two of you to come to an end, primarily because this person looks at you as somebody who's still very much so in love with them, which, you know, we did get the fact that you were very much so emotionally invested, you know, into this person, but there's a lot of projection going on here. I just don't think that this person's consciously aware of it, because they're kind of making it seem like, you know, you're the one who doesn't want this dynamic, you know, between the two of you, you know, to basically come to an end, but it's the both of you, okay? They're just going to make it seem, you know, like you don't want this relationship to come to an end, so let's just kind of like wrap this up and get this over with, and stop fighting and stop arguing. But the reality of the situation is that, yeah, neither one of you want this dynamic, you know, between the two of you to essentially come to an end. It's not just you, but it's weird that they're kind of making it seem like, you know, look, Capricorn, I know you're still in love with me and I know you still want to be with me. So with that being said, let's just move past this already, okay? Like, they're kind of making it seem like, yeah, it's like this person's making it seem to you like, because you're still in love with them and you still want to be with them, you know, I guess you guys might as well just kind of move past it. It's like they're going to make it seem like they're not really trying to fix and repair things here with you. They're just kind of doing all this because, you know, you still love them and you're still in, you know, love with them. So let's just kind of like stop arguing about this and just kind of move past this already. It's kind of what I'm gathering off of this person's energy, to be honest. Moving forward, but there's just a lot of projection going on is what it is. Like, they don't want this cycle to essentially, you know, come to an end, but they're going to make it seem like, hey, the only reason why I'm trying to talk to you is because I know, you know, you don't want this to come to an end, so let's just talk about this. You know what I mean? They're going to make it seem like the only reason why they're getting up and trying to fight for this is because they know, you know, you still want this, so you know what, they might as well just get up and fight for this. You know, they might as well just do something. Like, they're just going to make it, it's weird because they're just going to make it kind of seem like they're doing all this because, you know, you still love them and they know you know, just can't picture or fathom your life without them. So this is kind of why they're doing all of this, you know, as far as like, you know, them conveying to you, like, let's just kind of like wrap this up and move past this because, you know, you're still in love with them. So then there's that, and you're not going anywhere. So let's just stop fighting. Let's stop arguing. Let's just kind of move past this, you know. When in all actuality, this has more to do with them and very little to do with you. This has a lot to do with them not wanting to lose you, but they're going to make it seem like this is all about you not wanting to lose them. So they're just coming in and doing you a favor by talking to you and working things out with you because they're just doing, it's like they're trying to make it seem like they're doing you a favor or some shit like that. It's very strange. It's strange. It's like this person has a hard time admitting that they actually don't want this relationship to come to an end. So they're going to make it seem like, you know, they're just trying to move past all this because, you know, they know you don't want this relationship to come to an end, you know, so they're just going to do you a solid. They're just going to do you a favor by, you know, continuing to like remain with you and work things out because they know, you know, you're still in love with them and you just can't live without them. But the reality of the situation is they can't live without you. And that's the reality of the situation. They're just projecting. I don't know. It's kind of fascinating to me because, again, going back to what I said, it's like this person, they feel happy, whole, and complete with you, not without you, with you. And it's kind of fascinating to me that they're kind of making it seem like they're doing all this because they're just doing you a favor because they know you're still in love with them and you just can't picture or fathom your life without them. So they're just going to come around your way and, you know, talk to you because, you know, they know that you can't be without them, and they know that you're probably in a corner suffering somewhere because, you know, oh my God, you just can't be without them. Like, but this has more to do with this person and very little to do with you. They're doing all of this because they can't live without you. They're doing all of this because they feel incomplete without you. They're doing all of this because they're in love with you. They're just in a weird freaking way going to make it seem like they're doing you a favor by like remaining with you because they know you're in love with them and, you know, continuing to like continue to be a part of this marriage and a relationship because they know you can't live without them. But the reality is that they can't live without you. Okay, I just kind of feel like they have like a very difficult time like owning their own emotions. It's kind of what I'm gathering. Yeah, so then there's that, Capricorn. But hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.